Hi there and welcome to Paper Route Scrapbooking. I'm Nadine and today we are going to talk about using 6x6 paper pads on 12x12 layouts, using layout challenges to inspire a layout, and all about scrapbooking the boys. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so today I am going to tackle sketch number 2 from Allison Davis's 6x6 class based on this book that she put out, Sketches for 6x6 Paper Pads, 1-page sketches. And this class is no longer available for purchase, but the book is. So I will post a link to where you can purchase these sketches below. The 6x6 paper pad I'm going to be using is this old basic gray from 2010. And the name of this collection is Oliver. And all I had of the collection was this 6x6 paper pad and the die cut shapes pieces, which are more like journaling tags, I would say. And I just wanted to show you a little trick that I use with my 6x6 paper pads. So this is just a piece of garbage, I guess, from a like 6x12 sticker sheet. And I just cut a bit of it off and adhered it to the back of my paper pad to tuck my scraps into. So because I find the scraps from these are really tiny and get lost easily, but that's how I like to use them. So I've been tucking them into these little pockets in the back, and that way I have what I want when I go to use it. So I hope you find that helpful. I was inspired to do this layout by this, not only by the sketch, but also by these challenges here. So Allison posted her information for sketch 2 in the class on Monday, like she always does for the 20 weeks. And her mom, Debbie, posted her layout, and it very much inspired me to go back to these challenges because her mom had done this project, mini project, in that International Scrapbook Day weekend Shape It Up challenge in their Facebook group. And so she did this stars mini project where she created an embellishment border with stars, and she included a slideshow. So I'll link to that group below, and you can find that self-paced slideshow in the group, in the group's news feed. And so she had made this mini project during International Scrapbook Day, and then she went ahead, and when Allison posted the sketch for this week, her mom had used this embellishment border on her layout for this week, and I thought, oh my gosh, that's so perfect. So I am going to scrap lift her idea. I made my own embellishment border out of stars, just following along with her mini project slideshow. So there's my border. And then the challenge, the little layout challenge I'm going to do is run for the border, and it's basically just to use to use borders in any way that inspires you. So this is the border that's inspiring me, so that's what I'm going to use, and I did this project. So those challenges remain open until May 29th, and I will link to that group below, like I said, so that if you want to join in on some of those challenges, you totally can. And I have this layout. This is the layout that I kind of got started on. So the sketch basically has 2 full sheets of 6x6 paper along, not kind of offset from the center, and I adhered these down ahead of time just because, as you can see right here, they're not, this one's not quite a full sheet, which I knew, but I wanted to make sure I put it in such a way that it stretched from the top to the bottom. So I didn't want this at the top because I know I can cover it up with my border strip, if that makes sense. And then there are, I think she has 3 3x3 photos down the center, and I have these 2 photos to go down the center. And then it has 3 more 3x3 photos that kind of run along the, I think went to the bottom, run along the side of this, of where these are. And then there's a journaling spot in here. Now, that's kind of the bare bones of the layout. And I'm going to stick pretty close to that. The border was an add-on that, like I said, I was inspired by Debbie for this. And then I'm going to use some stripe strips just to put like an edge on here, because I feel like it needs a little something. And this is another trick that Allison taught us in the previous 6x6 paper pad class, is that if you use a striped sheet of paper and cut it tiny and make it into strips, because they're already stripes, you can't really see where one sheet of paper ends and the other one starts. So I love that. So let's get some of this glued down. So this star border that I made, it's some of the smaller stars are popped up, so it has some dimension to it. So we're just going to adhere that down to the page along the edge of these 2 6x6 papers. And which way did I want this to go? This way? I think so. I think that's the way I decided it was going to go. And I'm going to just scooch it over a little. I want to make sure it's not sticking off the top or the bottom. Okay, and then I'm going to run these 2 little bits through my mini Xyron, because I find them a bit finicky to glue down. And then I'm gonna run some of my extra stars that I punched out. So yeah, basically the 6x6 papers in this were just the 2 large 6x6 papers and then the punched stars. So the thing that I love about this is, yeah, the papers are small, but so are the patterns. And so you can get like a lot of, oh, I'm at the end of that. You can get a lot of different patterns on your paper without kind of like overwhelming too much. Which is a pretty cool idea. And I've had 6x6 paper pads in my inventory for quite a long time, but I don't always know what to do with them. So when I first took Allison Davis's class last year around this time, I think is when the first one started, the 2-page layout or 2-page sketch layouts class, I sure learned a lot about how to make these work to my advantage. And now I see it all the time. I see a sketch or a layout idea that I like, and I'm like, ooh, that would be perfect for 6x6 papers. And so it's nice to know how and when to use them and how I can make them work for me. A little bit sticking off the top there. And I'll probably take my trimmer to the top of that because it's not quite even, is it? Even after I twisted and turned it all. This background sheet of cardstock is from Michaels. It's a Recollections cardstock, and it's embossed. I don't know if you can see that on camera very well, but it's embossed with some larger circles. One of the things that I've come to love taking Jennifer Edwardson's classes is that she often uses an embossed background. Usually it's white, and I like white too, but I also like to use my colors. So I do like these ones from Michaels with the bigger embossed circles. She uses the Basil Swiss Dot cardstock, And you can find that in her shop if you're interested in it. I'll link that below as well. She keeps, Jennifer Edwardson keeps the Basil Swiss dot, sorry, in stock in her online store. Okay, I think that'll be okay. Now, I'm a little uncertain at the moment how I want these 3 things to sit in here. I was thinking this may be in the middle, and then the boys on the top. Maybe. I'm going to let that sit for a minute. Now, this is a story about my son. This is my son, Brandon. And he, at this time when these photos were taken, he was in the military. And but he was taking a paternity leave. His little guy's mama had gone back to work, and they still had some time on their, in Canada we get a year of parental leave, and I think the first 3 months has to be a maternity leave, and the other 6 can be either parent. And so Quentin's mommy took 6 months, 7 months maybe, to be with him, and then my son Brandon took 1 or 2 months off to be at home with him. And while he was off and doing his paternity leave, one of his buddies from his from work, his wife ended up in the hospital, and they had 2 little people at home. And so they were strapped for childcare, both on the weekends because the dad had to go and visit the mom in the hospital and couldn't always bring the kids. And then also while this was all happening, they did have a day home provider. So, you know, they were going to day home or whatever, but their day home provider had a death in the family, and then they had no childcare, and he still needed to go to work. So Brandon and Alicia watched the kids for them, and then there was 1 or 2 days where Alicia had to be at work. So Brandon ended up watching all 3 boys by himself, and they got up to some pretty serious shenanigans. So this is a little story about how Brandon went to help the older brother, and while he was helping the older brother with something, the 2 littles got into this bowl of soup that the older brother had left out, and they spilt it all over the furniture, and they were playing with the bowl, and they were super proud of themselves. And he's looking a little bit less than impressed, but you know, he survived. They all survived. It was just cute and funny. So that's my story I'm telling today about daddy daycare. So I think I'm going to pop up my journaling card and my title on here, but I think I'm going to leave my journaling card not attached yet because I'm going to want to add the journaling after I get some information from my daughter-in-law about, you know, some of the things that I want to include in here. And also, I'm probably not going to put the kids, like, I want the kids' names in it, like these 2 little guys, but I don't want to, I don't know, I guess I don't want to say their name on YouTube because I no longer know their parents, because my son has since left the military and they've moved to a new town. I have no idea where these little guys are living. I know Brandon still keeps in touch with his buddies, so he probably knows, but nevertheless. Just for... Oh, and look, I glued it down anyways. Ha! Some days I wonder about myself. Okay. I can fix that. No worries. Stick that on there. And that on there. Boy, I tell ya. Okay, and then I'm going to put this up on fun foam, not fun foam, what is this stuff? Foam adhesive tape. Yes, foam adhesive tape. My giant roll of foam adhesive tape. Oops. So I'm looking forward to seeing this class through. I hope I can keep up and get a layout done every week. And I will be trying to make a video with each layout and posting them here on YouTube. And I hope you'll watch with me, follow along with me. All about the boys scrapbooking these days. I'm gonna have to dig out some little girl stuff and start scrapbooking that cute little granddaughter of mine. She's so very precious and has already got a ton of personality, which is awesome. Today I got a little video of her kicking and moving. She was trying to looked like she was trying to run laying on her back. It was really funny. And there we go. The boys are on. Now I have a few little things to add. I have this little star cluster that I think I'm going to put down on this side. It'll probably go something like that. And one down here. Or maybe I want them together. Oh, yeah, I like that better. Okay, it's gonna go there. And then I have this little tag that says boys. It's from an Echo Park paper, but I thought it matched with this, so it was tucked in with my embellishments for this paper pad. Rid of that. These are the star punches I used from Stampin' Up. And this is the star punch that I used from Michaels. It's the Recollections brand. So I buy most of my stuff secondhand, so I'm not picky about the brand. It all goes in a drawer where nobody sees it anyways. So okay, and then I have these little guys. I think I'm gonna put this circle one up here by our boys tag. This little one, I'm not sure, where should I put him? Maybe up here? He's funny. There we go. All right. And I forgot to pick out some sprinkles before, but let's turn to the star side and see what kind of stars I have, because there are already stars on here. So stars sounds like the answer. I have these stars and these stars could match, so let's try those. Now, I feel like, I don't know, how do I feel about these ones? These are from Dollarama. Dollarama. Always a good time at Dollarama. Nope, don't like them. How about these littler ones? Yeah, those ones work. I like those ones on there. So those are gonna stay, and then I'm going to try sprinkling around some of these. They are Circus Adhesive Pearls by Craft Consortium. And they're pearlescent. They're not really what you might consider enamel shapes, but more pearlescent shapes. So which color should I use? I think I'm going to go with the white ones. Is white too stark? Nope, I like it. Okay, so I'm going to add a couple here because there's already 3 here, so I'm going to make it still an odd number. So I'm going to go with a 4 or 5 stars. How do I want to do this? I know I spend a lot of time fussing over things that just aren't that important, but it's part of my process. Ah! I ripped my paper. I can glue that back. It's the beauty of working with paper, right? I'm going to go on this side again. Okay, there we go. And then we'll do one here and one here. And maybe one here. Or over here. Yep, that's better. Okay, and then up here we're going to do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and once I get information back, I will add journaling and a date. And I think that's my completed layout. If you want to stay tuned to the end, there will be close-up shots and detail shots at the end of my video. If you want to know more about the things that we talked about in this video today, please click the Show More button under the video description to find links to the things that we talked about. And if you have any questions or comments, I would absolutely love to hear from you. It would be much appreciated if you'd click that thumbs up button and give me a like. And if you would like to see more videos here at Paper Route Scrapbooking, click that subscribe button and be sure to hit the notification bell to be notified when a new video goes up. Thanks for watching.